What is up, everybody? We are live. I am Mid-Level Media here today with 4KD Ray. We're here for a live Q&A, so you guys can pretty much just ask us anything. And this is my first time using StreamYard, so that's pretty cool. How are you doing tonight, 4K?
Doing pretty good, Ken. Thanks for having me, giving me the invite to come up onto your platform.
Yeah, we were going to do this on Instagram, but then since I got my new computer and I started to work with this a little bit more, I'm like, why don't we go live on YouTube, and I'll kind of use you as my guinea pig for trying this whole guest thing out. So you are my first guest ever on my channel. So, I appreciate you joining me. And do you want to let everybody know where they can find you on the internets?
Yeah, basically, you guys were already right here on YouTube, so you can find me over on 4K Corner. Subscribe. Every Thursday night, I go live, whether it's just me solo or whether I'm doing an interview or something that's new to my channel, which is the movie collection battles, where I pit two people up against each other. Got that coming up this Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern time. So be there early. We need everybody in the chat's participation with that one. And also you can follow me over on Instagram at what's on the screen, 4KD Ray.
Yeah. So one thing I want to ask everybody is, how do we sound? How do we look? Is everything looking okay? I'm a little nervous trying this out because I'm trying to make sure that nothing messes up, because the last few times I've went live, we've kind of lost the stream in the middle. So hopefully that doesn't happen tonight with the computer. But we do have some people in the chat already that I want to say hey to. We've got Sam Jr. here. He says, hey, Ken and 4K Corner. What is up, Sam? We got Film Geeks. He was here a little bit ago. Not sure if he's still here now, but he said, what's up, Ken? What is up, man? We got Aja Walker in here. Hey there, Mid-Level Media. Hey there, Aja. How are you doing tonight? We got Tony Movie Chappie, D9, Neil Blomkamp, #1 fan. I wanted to go ahead and read it all, but what is up, man? How are you doing tonight?
That has got to be the longest name I've ever seen on YouTube.
You got. I thought I should do Tony that honor of reading his entire name. Let's see. Sam Jr. says, cool setup, Ken. Thank you. I love your little Batman logo that I get to put up on the screen right there, Sam.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty nice.
That is awesome. We got Andrew Fio in here tonight. He said, what's up, guys? What is up, Andrew? So as we get more people in here, guys, we got about 10 people. We're just doing a live Q&A. You guys can ask us anything. You can go ahead right now and start entering your questions. Me and 4K are both big time movie collectors, so anything physical media related questions you can ask, anything about movies you guys can ask, entertainment, whatever. The floor is your all's to kind of ask us whatever that you would like to do. I've got some questions that I might ask you as well, 4K, if you don't mind. Maybe do a tiny interview style here, like you did with me a couple of weeks ago on your channel. It probably won't be as good of questions as what you asked me, but yeah. So we got Fry Guy Films in here. He says, sound and look great. Thank you, Fry Guy. Appreciate you being here tonight. Side Hustle Cinema is here. What is up, guys? What is up, Side Hustle? I love this, being able to put the comments up on the screen. That's just like the coolest thing ever. I know everybody has been doing this crap for like years now, it seems like, but this is my first time doing it, so I'm excited. This is pretty cool. Let's see. M. Morrison is in here. He says, howdy back, M. Morrison. Let's see. Tony Movie Chappie says... he's going to hit us with a hard-hitting question. Hey, how do you guys feel about the whole Joss Whedon situation that's been going on since last week? Yeah, it's a thing that's happening right now. It's a big topic. What do you feel about that, 4K? Do you know about it? You looked into it?
I'm going to be honest. I have not looked into it. I've seen people talking about it. I'm not really a person that gets into all the information about your personal life. I know it's public information right now and all that, but to me, that's outside the realm of his work. So I don't pay it as much attention. Yes, we kind of want to know so we know whether or not we continue to put our money towards his efforts and support him. But for me, I kind of stay out of that tabloid type stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. I mean, my thoughts are, if you're a bad guy behind the scenes, it's going to eventually catch up to you, and it looks like it's catching up to him. So, it'll play out like it should. Are you a fan of Josh Whedon's work outside of like the Avengers? Did you watch Buffy, Firefly, all the stuff that he was known for?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was the biggest fan of it. Buffy, of course, because, you grow up on stuff like that. So I watched it. Firefly, I haven't really seen too much of that.
Yeah, this is my favorite thing that Josh Whedon has done outside of the first Avengers movie. He wrote Cabin in the Woods with Drew Goddard. That's the extent of my Josh Whedon fandom is with that movie. I love that movie. It's one of the best horror movies past 10 years, in my opinion. But yeah, let's see. What was you gonna say? You gonna say something?
Well, I was going a little further down because it's the same situation. But Sam Jr. is asking, what about Gina Carano's situation?
Let me bring it up.
Now, that one I do know a little bit more about because, as I've been on Instagram, I've seen it, and it's a big thing, especially since she's in The Mandalorian, probably the biggest show out right now outside of WandaVision. So I know a little bit more about that situation from Instagram. But I would say, it sucks that people that's up in a higher place than we are, that's out there making money, they're famous, they can't speak their mind. So on that aspect, her situation sucks. You still want to have a voice because you're still human. But, it sucks that, as you become more and more famous, you have to watch the things that you say. You got to watch your posts, everything. I mean, you're right under a microscope once you get to a certain level. And she's
especially
at that level
when
now.
You're at Disney and Star Wars. I mean, look at what all the people that Star Wars has X'd out of their brand in the past for less than that. So
it's a thin line between that. She's no longer an MMA fighter. She's years removed from that. She's in a bigger spotlight right now. So, you got to use a little care with what you're doing, what you're saying. We've seen it over and over, and it's continuing. It's not stopping. We like to call it, the hush movement and the Me Too and all that other stuff. But I mean, you just got to be careful, especially if you really care about making that money. You got to think, is it worth me losing millions of dollars to say what it is I really want to say?
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, once you get to that level of fandom and you're in Star Wars and you're working with Disney, I mean, it almost seemed like she torpedoed herself. Like it's something that she wanted to happen because look at her now. She's doing all these kind of deals with these conservative outlets, and like she's going to be a superstar, and she's going to go on to star in other movies outside of the Star Wars Disney bubble. Now she's got a story to tell that a lot of people are probably going to want to hear, and she's going to make a bunch of money just based off of that. So she could care less. I think she kind of did it to herself on purpose, which, it's whatever, it's her right to do with her career, what she wants to do. I mean, but you can't be saying that kind of stuff and posting that kind of stuff when you work for Disney. That's just not going to fly.
Yep.
But interested in what you guys think of that whole situation. And if you guys can, because we got, about 11, 12 people in here right now. If you guys could like the video, if you haven't liked the video yet, I would appreciate it. And this is a Q&A, so you guys can just ask us anything, and we will do our best to answer that. I've got 4K D-Ray on here, 4K Corner on YouTube. Also, be sure to subscribe to his channel and follow him on Instagram. I've got both of those links down below. So let's see what else we got here. Sam Jr. asks, what's the rarest Blu-ray and DVD you have? Do you have a rare Blu-ray and DVD?
No, I wouldn't say I have anything too rare. The only thing I've got that was kind of out of print was like an anniversary edition of Monster Squad on Blu-ray that I ended up finding at a store called Traded, which is kind of like a pawn shop. I ended up finding that for like $3 or $4.99 a few years back. So I didn't even know, it was one of my favorite childhood movies growing up. So it was a no-brainer for me to buy it when I saw it. And then once I really started looking into it, I noticed that it was kind of out of print and, worth a little more than that. So
did you say Monster Squad?
Yeah.
I got somebody that keeps coming into my chat and like saying, you need to watch
I've seen
Monster
that.
Quad.
You do need to watch it though. It's really good.
I do need to
you would
watch
love
it. I've heard both good and bad things about it though. I've heard from some people it doesn't hold up as well. So I'm scared of another Goonies situation because I never watched Goonies when I was a kid, and I watched that a couple of years ago for the first time, and I really didn't like it at all. So I don't want to. I did buy it on 4K though. I bought it for, I think it was $10 on Amazon. It was like during the Black Friday sale. So I am going to watch it again at one point. I'm going to give it another chance. But,
wow, that's funny because I'll watch Goonies. I'm not the biggest fan, like, oh, gotta have Goonies. So when it came out on 4K, you know, I'm strictly 4K pretty much. But
yeah,
it wasn't something that I felt that I needed to go get on day one. And I still haven't picked it up. I don't know why, but I'll watch Goonies, but it's just not something I gotta have.
Yeah, I just saw it. It was that, and it was Full Metal Jacket, and they were both $10. And I'm like, I'll go ahead and buy Goonies on 4K because the slipcover is really awesome. I love the slipcover on it. So I went and got it. But as far as me, the rarest thing I've got, I don't know. I'm not somebody that really pays attention to that all that much. Like I'm not going on the out of print stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But I found this T2 set at a Goodwill one time, and it's like metal. It's like in a metal tin. And I like it quite a bit. And it's a DVD. So it's just like a regular DVD case in this like metal tin. And yeah, that's pretty cool. So I don't know if it's rare or not, or if it mounts to anything on eBay, but it's a cool item I have in my collection. Let's see. M. Morrison asked, what do you guys think about Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat? So the title of the movie was Edge of Tomorrow, and then they tried to change it afterwards to Live, Die, Repeat because they realized that was a much better title. Have you seen that movie?
Yes, I have. I'm gonna be honest. When I first saw it the first time, I did not like it. It took me a couple watches to finally kind of get into it and really start liking it and notice how much of like a video game it was and really enjoy it. So I would say, yeah, I like it. That is a movie I would love to get a 4K transfer.
I love Tom Cruise in that movie. Because he's playing a character that's like completely against any type that he's ever done. He's like a coward in that movie, and I just think it's a great performance, and I love his arc in the film. Emily Blunt's really badass in the movie too, but that's one that needs a 4K, right? That doesn't have a 4K.
Nope. I'm surprised it doesn't with all his work that has come out on 4K format. I'm surprised that doesn't have it. That's
one I need to watch again too, because it's been at least 5 years since I've seen it. I think it came out in 2014. Let's see. Joe Elsie is here. He says, what is both of your favorite 4K transfer so far?
Oh, man. You want to go first on that one?
You have a favorite? I think that The Shining is really good. But my favorite, that the one I keep going back to, and this was like at the very beginning of me collecting 4Ks, is Blade Runner 2049. That movie just looks fantastic visually anyway, but in 4K, like that was the first time I was just really noticed the 4K, because before that, like I would put it in like, is there a difference between this and Blu-ray? It's like I was kind of like trying to pick out and notice, but when I popped in Blade Runner 2049, I just really noticed the difference in quality there.
Yeah, my opinion seems to change from movie to movie. Of course, not every movie looks really spectacular on 4K format, but when I go back and like now you're saying The Shining, I still don't own The Shining. I keep saying I'm gonna buy it, but I haven't picked it up. So every couple movies that I get, I'm like, oh man, this one looks so good. I'm glad I finally picked it up. So it's kind of hard for me to say because I'll look at like Christine. Oh my gosh, that was so good.
That was a great transfer. That was a great
ended
transfer.
Up very good. Yeah. Cliffhanger, very good. Like you said,
I need to
Blade
grab
Runner,
that one still.
Pacific Rim.
I need to grab that one too. Yeah.
I mean, the list goes down the line, but if I'm thinking current, it's either gonna be between Tenet and probably Gemini Man. I'll always go back to Gemini Man. It's not
Gemini
the best
Man
movie,
looked incredible.
But man, yes,
I didn't watch it in 4K. I think I rented that. I think I rented it off of either VOD or I got it from Redbox. I can't remember. That movie just looked really good anyway. Like the special effects were freaking awesome. The movie was okay, but the special effects were awesome in that movie. Craig Thompson, what Cadillac titles you like to see come to 4K? So I'll say mine real quick, and it's the one that we all want, and that's True Lies. That's pretty much any Cameron title outside of that horrible T2 transfer they did. But yeah, True Lies and The Exorcist. I really want The Exorcist, and hopefully we get it within the next couple of years, because 2023 will be its 50-year anniversary. So that'll probably be what they're holding off for. But hopefully I get it sooner than that. But which ones are you anticipating?
Those two are definitely on my list. I would add Twister.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely
Speed
Twister.
was on my list. We're getting that. Gravity.
We need
I
a
would love to
lot
add
of those.
Gravity.
We need a lot of those older disaster films on 4K.
Yeah.
Like I would love to see like Dante's Peak.
Yes.
Armageddon. Twister, Volcano.
Yeah.
Armageddon. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, definitely.
Let me see. I would love like, I'm surprised we don't really have much Jean-Claude Van Damme. Give me some of his stuff.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Let's see. Did I miss anything here? All right, Sam Jr. We already answered that. Andrew Fio. Best Buy had a big sale Monday. I got 7 4Ks yesterday. I wish that they didn't have their big sale the day like a massive snowstorm like sweeps my area, and I didn't get to go out for my Blu-ray hunt this week. But yeah, that's pretty cool that Best Buy's got a big sale. Did you get to get anything in the Best Buy sale?
I really didn't look into the Best Buy sale because, Target and Amazon just had their buy two, get one free. So that's what I took advantage of.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they did. It feels like Target, every time I go in there, like for the past 3 or 4 weeks, they've had that buy two, get one sale going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, they do that a lot, but that's what Target's good for. Stanley James is here. He says, "Hey everyone, what is up, Stanley? I like that picture of what's that wrestler's name? Bray Wyatt. Is that what it is?
The Fiend. Yeah, I love that.
The Fiend.
He's a big wrestling guy.
It was like five years ago or something. Tony Movie Chappie, D9, Neil Blomkamp, #1 fan, asked thoughts on Rian Johnson, Star Wars trilogy still happening. So yeah, this was a topic that I was going to talk to you about, and I'm actually wearing my Last Jedi shirt in support of the Rian Johnson trilogy. I don't know if I want to see a whole trilogy, but I do think that I think that you're not a big fan of Rian Johnson trilogy, correct? Or not the trilogy, but the Last Jedi.
So the thing is, I'm not big on Star Wars. Now I was born in 1982, but my first real experience of watching Star Wars was what everybody hated, the prequels.
Yeah,
I liked them. They weren't great. I didn't get as much Darth Maul. That's what brought me into it. When I first saw him, I was like, oh my gosh, he looks cool. I need to watch this.
Yeah.
So that's what I loved about the prequels. And, I've been watching them ever since. And I had to go back and watch the other ones. But I didn't like Solo. I wasn't too high on that one. That was kind of boring to me.
I wasn't.
But
either.
The rest of them, I really enjoyed them. So I can say
I think that The Last Jedi is one of the best looking Star Wars films, just like the shots that he gets in that movie. I posted a couple of them today. They're like just beautiful shots. The one in the throne room right after they take out Snoke, and they like kind of like Rey and Kylo like turn their backs on each other, and then they kind of just pan out and you see all the red guards and just all the red and stuff. It's like freaking beautiful. But yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of The Last Jedi. I like it a lot. And I think that the biggest problem with that new trilogy is that it was so inconsistent and with the tones. Like the first one felt like a movie. The second one just like completely turns its back on everything that the first one set up. And then the Rise of Skywalker just turns its back on everything that The Last Jedi did. And it's just complete mishmash, and it's just so unfocused. And by the time you get to the end, and that's why I didn't like Rise of Skywalker at all, because they didn't do anything to progress what I actually liked about The Last Jedi. So I'm down for Rian Johnson doing a trilogy. If that's what they still want to do, I think that could be very polarizing. I don't know how it's exactly going to work out for them as like box office wise, success wise. But I'm open to it. And I think if he could be in charge of like his own trilogy and make it his own, divorced of everything else going on in Star Wars, and as long as he's not working with the classic characters that everybody loves, I think it could be pretty cool. So I'm with it. I'm down with it. Let's Talk Nerd said, yo, what is up, Let's Talk Nerd? How you doing? Andrew Fio said, Disney don't play. No, they do not. The mouse don't play. Millhouse is here. He says, yo, yo, yo. What is up, Millhouse? Sam Jr. said, what's your favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movies? So he said plural. So I guess you can name more than one. You don't have to just name one Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. What's your top three? What's your top three Arnold movies? That's not Predator or Terminator.
Oh no, I can't do that. Then I would go True Lies, Kindergarten Cop, and Twins.
Okay, yeah, I kind of threw that wrinkle in there because my top three is literally Terminator, Predator, and then T2. So,
yep.
So if I'm going outside of that, I'll say True Lies at number 3. I'll say Kindergarten Cop at number 2, and I feel like I'm missing a big one. And I don't even know why. I can't even think of the number 1 when I'm like going in reverse. True Lies, Kindergarten Cop, Eraser. I love Eraser.
Okay,
that's a good one.
See that one.
I'd
put that instead of Twins.
Yeah. Twins is a good one too, though.
Yeah, it is.
Junior, not so much, but Twins is a good one. Millhouse is here for the weekly reminder. Watch Monster Squad. I'm on it. As soon as it comes to 4K, I'm gonna check it out. Tony Movie Chappie asks, what a movie that you love that everybody hates? Mine is The Cat in the Hat. So you love The Cat in the Hat? I have The Cat in the Hat on DVD over there somewhere. I found it and I used to do this challenge on my Instagram. I don't do it anymore. I don't know why. I wish I still did it. But I would take a picture of like the bargain bin at Walmart, and I would hold up 2 horrible movies, and I would be like, which one should I buy? And then I would have people vote on it, and then I would go back like the next day, and I would pick it up. The shitty movie. They're just like completely random thing I used to do. And The Cat in the Hat is one of the ones that I bought. But what is a movie that I love that everybody hates? That's a hard one to answer because it's so subjective.
Yeah.
I don't think everybody hates something I love, but I mean, The Last Jedi is a pretty polarizing movie. A lot of people don't like that, and I love it. I don't know. Do you have one that you can think of?
I'd probably go with Sucker Punch. I think a lot of people didn't like that movie, thought it was rather
boring,
one. But I really loved it. I can watch it over and over.
That's a good one. I know a lot of people that don't like that one. We got S. Nunja in here. You guys think physical media will become obsolete to where stores won't carry physical anymore? Seems the sections at stores keep getting smaller and smaller. Yes, they do. Best Buy just makes me sad when I go in there because they don't have any of the aisles that they used to. It's literally just like a couple of standees up front, and then it's like one side of an aisle, and that's pretty much it. I think Walmart's been the 2 Walmarts I go to, they seem like in the past few months they have added aisle. But it is mostly DVDs, but they have added more physical media in their store. I think it's because I read a report somewhere, and it's something that us collectors don't even really think about, that DVD makes up like 80% of the market for physical media.
Yep.
And it's just crazy to think about that, because like when we're like in our physical media bubble and we only buy Blu-rays and 4Ks, but you have 80% of people that are still just buying DVDs, and I still buy DVDs too. So I mean, I'm not really saying anything about it, but it's just crazy that 4K has been out for like 5 years, Blu-ray's been out for 15 years, but DVDs are still 15%.
Yeah, because there's still some DVDs that I've looked at on Amazon and eBay that I've been meaning to go ahead and pick up because they just haven't moved to a new format. Yeah,
I mean, it's whenever I'm in a half-price books and they're only $1 and it's a movie that I haven't seen in a long time and I don't even know if it has a Blu-ray or a 4K and I just want to own it, I grab it. So, because it's if I ever want to watch it, I have it at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you have any thoughts on that? You think that physical media will become obsolete to where stores won't carry it at all? You think that'll ever happen?
I think the majority, I think it's coming down to the market in your area, because I've been hearing this since like October, November time that a lot of the Best Buys were moving stuff out. The store by me that I always go to, it's still the same. Do they have as much on shelves? No, but it has not shrunk down at all. And, I was a retail manager, so I understand the aspect of, the revenue that they got to bring in. And that's not bringing as much as, say, if you move your TVs into that area, the profit margin is larger. So why not scale that down if you're not bringing in the profit from it and move something of a higher value there? Because as I was a retail manager, we had to think 200. We had to sell $200 per square footage of the floor. So I had to make sure everything in that little square foot was full all day, every day, because it had to bring in $200. So I understand it.
I didn't even think about that. And you just broke it down in a way that, I didn't even think about. So, I think there'll always be a place for physical media, whether that's just online only or it's certain like thrift stores. You may not see it as prevalent in Walmart and Target and Best Buy in the future. If there's even Best Buys 10 years from now, who knows? But it'll always have its place. And I think like those boutique companies are really doing a lot to keep it alive.
Because honestly, I look at I'm older, so I was there. I was going to the store to Circuit City. I never thought back then. Of course, I was a little younger, so I didn't understand it. But I never thought Circuit City was going to go out of business the way it did.
Yeah, I remember going there when I was a kid and buying original PlayStation games. Yeah, I mean that was a cool store. Andrew Fio says there's 600 movies on 4K. Really, just 600? I would think more.
Dang, I'm not even at half yet. I'm almost there though. Almost there.
That is your goal to collect every single 4K release. Speaking of 4K releases, I'm going to be doing my entire 4K collection this week on the channel, so I can plug that in real quick. And if you guys are in here, we got 18 people watching right now. And if you guys can like the video, I would appreciate it. So this is the portion of the video where I beg for likes again. Go ahead and like the video, guys, if you haven't yet. And so let's move on to Sam Jr.'s question. He asked, what's your favorite Will Smith movies? Plural again. So we'll do top three.
So with three?
And I won't make you take anything out this time. You can just do
number
top three.
One, of course. Of course, number one is Independence Day.
Yeah.
I'll probably go I Am Legend, number two.
That's a good one.
Three. Oh man. It's where it gets a little funny for me. I like iRobot. I know a lot of people don't, but I might put.
I haven't seen it since the theaters.
Really?
Just don't say Wild Wild West.
Well, I don't know because you got Muhammad Ali movie. He did pretty good in that.
The Legend of
Concussion was good.
Really good movie.
Yeah, Legend. See, so he's got a lot of great films. What could I put at number three?
Yeah.
Oh,
After Earth.
It looked good, but or the movie, no.
Yeah, it's for me. It's hard not to put Independence Day up there at number one because that's like his big breakout role. I think a lot of people would say that. And then at number two, I would probably go first Bad Boys, and number three, it's another one that's hard not to say is Men in Black because I watched that movie like on repeat on VHS when I was a kid. Those are like the three Will Smith movies that I probably watched the most was Men in Black, Bad Boys, and Independence Day. So let's see. M. Morrison says, I've heard from a really good source that Gravity is coming to 4K. Keep your eyes open from the announcement, though. Yeah, I've heard that too, and I am excited. I actually love Gravity. What are your thoughts on Gravity?
Yeah, I mean, as far as, because I'm big on like space, I would love to go see what it looks like. I know it's going to cost too much. We're finally getting into commercialization of space and sending regular people up there. Thank you, SpaceX. But it's a lot wrong with that movie as far as it, being true to life.
It's such an immersive movie.
I love the movie, man.
It's so good.
The main reason I won is because how beautiful it is. Let's be honest. It's not for the acting and everything. It's just because it's beautiful.
That movie, man, it's like when I saw it in the theaters, I just felt like I was in it. Like it was just so immersive. I loved it. Let's see. Sam Jr. said, what's your least favorite store to buy movies? My least favorite store to buy. That's actually a pretty good question. My least favorite store to buy movies. I'm
going to say Target.
Probably Target. Target will come out with some good stuff every now and then. They'll have some good deals, and sometimes I can hit those cartwheels that they do.
Yeah.
And I can get a new movie for like $10. Like I just did it for that Wolf of Snow Hollow movie. I don't know. That's
Now,
a tough one.
to be
There's
honest,
one
when
that
I
I
first
can't.
started, I went to Target a lot because Target and Best Buy was kind of right next door to each other. So I was able to vlog both stores together, like how you do with yours.
Myers. Do you have a Myers?
Nope.
Okay, yeah, that place sucks. Their prices are way too high. I would say FYE, their prices are always super high too, but sometimes they got some good stuff there, and they'll have some deals. M. Morse said, "Have you guys watched Collateral? Did you buy that 4K? I bought the 4K and still haven't watched it.
I bought it, still have not watched it.
Okay, so you're in the same boat as me. I have not seen that movie since 2005 when it came out, but I am looking forward to watching it. Actually, I was thinking about trying to think of something to review this week. Maybe I'll check out Collateral. Maybe maybe it's a good week to check that out." Tony Movie Chap said, "Best and worst theater experience that you have had." The best theater experience. I'm trying to think. I guess I'll go back to Star Wars: The Force Awakens was a pretty good one. Just because it was like Star Wars was back, and I hadn't had Star Wars in that way since I was a kid. And I felt like a kid watching the movie again, regardless of how you feel about it now or how the trilogy recontextualized it. The worst theatrical experience. See, because that could mean two different things. Was it the worst because you hated the movie, or was it the worst because people were really loud? I haven't had a ton of problems with people like talking in the theaters for a long time. I'll say Hannibal because I almost fell asleep while watching it. So what are yours?
Okay, so I'm gonna go worst first, but I think the worst experience was staying up till 12 o'clock to go to the midnight showing of Transformers: Revenge of Fallen. That was absolutely horrible. I never want to experience that again.
I'm gonna change my answer to watching Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. That's my worst.
Oh man, I even had a 2-year-old.
Or Rob Zombie's Halloween. One of those two.
Here we go.
And they came out Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 came out the same year as Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. Jeff Assassin's here. What is up, Jeff? Do you think we will ever see an 8K disc format? It doesn't really make sense to me, since most people can't tell the difference between 4K and 8K. I don't think you'll see it in a mass market, but you might see some one-offs here and there. I think 4K is pretty much the last stand for physical media, at least.
Yeah, I think so too.
In this iteration.
Yeah, and it's not even a whole lot coming out on the 4K format as it is. So
yeah, they got a lot of catching up to do before they move on to 8K. M. Morrison said, "I like Rise of Skywalker because I hated The Last Jedi, and I was glad that they didn't move anything from it forward." Well, that's your opinion, man. That's your opinion. I disagree. But yeah, you're welcome to have your opinion in here. That's the great thing about movies. We all see them differently. They're subjective.
Yeah.
AM21. Hello. Hopefully everyone is having a good night. Good stream, listening from work. Awesome, man. Glad you are listening to us at work. That is awesome. Total Recall, ? I love it. I watched it on 4K not too long ago. It looked great. It's a great sci-fi movie. What are your thoughts on Total Recall?
Yeah, I think that transfer came out really good. It took me a little while to finally watch it once I brought it, but it turned out pretty good.
Yep. Troy Anderson says, "You guys talking about home entertainment distribution shutting down from March and April yet? Shout and others are moving all of those months stuff to May. Impacts a lot of outlets." Really? I have not heard that yet. I know I reported yesterday on my physical media report that Event Horizon is supposed to be coming out in March. So does that mean they moved it? I did not hear that. Did you hear anything about that?
No, I haven't heard about it. Is that just I'll have to
look into
shouts out of where? Is that Canada?
I'm not sure. I
wonder if that's just overseas.
Yeah, it might be. It might be. I'm going to have to look into that, Troy, because I have not heard about that enough to really comment on it. M. Morrison said, "I went to Best Buy the other day, and there were no good deals at all. Movies that came out early last year were still $20. It happens sometimes. I find a lot of deals there, though, often. More often than not, I'll find some good deals there.
And see, I love that comment because I have been waiting for a significant price drop on Home Alone. I really want that 4K, but I don't love Home Alone enough to still pay $24 for it.
Yeah, I mean, I love the movie, but I have it on Blu-ray, and to me, like that's not a movie that warrants like a rush out and grab it on 4K. Like it's just it's a Christmas classic. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it looks great on 4K, but it's not something I had to buy immediately. Andrew Field says my Walmart sucks. I'm sorry that your Walmart sucks, but I feel your pain. There are Walmarts that do suck. You just got to find the good ones in your area because some are better than others, and some care more than others about stocking their physical media. Chris Maramo says, worried about new stuff being a premium price. Wonder Woman 1984 at $45 is hard to justify. Is it $45?
We know that's a placeholder. All the movies come out at around that price at first when they put the pre-orders out there, but it's going to drop. It'll drop down to the regular price. I think it's already $29 on Blu-ray.com anyway. Is
that for the 4K or the Steelbook? Because usually the Steelbooks for 4Ks at most is $35. I've never seen them go above 45 or 35 unless they're like trilogies or something. Let's see. What does it say? Boop.
Yes, 29.
Yeah, most of the time that's like the final or the retail price that they'll put on Amazon, but they always mark it down. Martin Gormar says, "Hey Aja, how are you doing?" Tony Movie Chappie says, "Top 5 most underrated movies in your guys' opinion." Top 5. Ooh. That's a lot. Maybe we'll do top 3. Maybe we'll do top 3. Top 3 most underrated movies. I think that Revenge from 2018 is a pretty underrated movie. It's a like a revenge movie, kind of like I Spit on Your Grave or Last House on the Left, in that vein. But it has an extreme amount of style and just substance to it, and I love that movie. Brawl in Cell Block 99 is another one I think more people need to check out with Vince Vaughn. And I'll go with another Zoller movie, Bone Tomahawk from 2015. I think more people need to watch that one. Do you have 3 underrated movies?
That was a good question. Not really offhand that I can think about because I'm trying to think,
it's tough to figure out like what is truly underrated and what people don't know about. I'm sure I've got like 100 that I could think of if it wasn't on the spot, but I'm trying.
I mean, I guess I could put like, if somebody hasn't seen Sucker Punch, I can put that on there because I mean, you should definitely watch it, give it a try.
Yeah, I still have not seen Sucker Punch, so that is one that I probably need to check out.
Actually on streaming. You can get it with Dolby Vision, so I still need to check it out like that.
Yeah, awesome. Let's see. Mark Gomez says, "Hello, Mid-Level Media. Just wanted to say hi to you." Well, hey, Martin, how are you doing tonight? Daniel Bemis is here. He says, "Terminator 2, Total Recall, Predator, Conan the Destroyer."
Oh, Running Man. I forgot.
Running Man. The Running Man's a good pick. I haven't seen it.
I like Running Man.
That's a good pick. That is a good pick. And Total Recall, I completely forgot about when I was doing Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, I love that movie. Okay, see you later. Sam Jr., what are some things you don't like about streaming?
We've seen it happen already. It can get pulled at any moment.
Only thing I can do right now. That's the main thing. Other than physical media, but yeah, if I want to see a new movie, it has to be on my television streaming, and it's just everything's coming out on streaming. So it kind of makes the theater feel unimportant and just like not necessary. And also the quality is just not as good. It's lower in quality. But what are your least favorite things about streaming?
Like that, it can get pulled down at any time. We've seen it happen already with some of the companies.
That's a good one.
So you're not 100% owning the material once you buy it. So that's definitely what I hate. And then of course you got to have the bandwidth. Everybody doesn't have the bandwidth. Like we was just talking backstage about, our connections in certain rooms not being as good as others. So, that's going to play a part in what your picture quality looks like. So it's already diminished and now you're making it even worse.
Yep. And the fact that another thing is there's just so many options right now. And it's like, I've got so many different, I don't even know where all the money's coming from anymore. It's just like, at least with cable, it was all in one spot. And it's like now it's.
What all are you subscribed to
$8
right
for
now?
Netflix or $14 for Netflix and Hulu. I've got Netflix, I've got Hulu, I've got Apple TV Plus, I've got Disney Plus, I've got Amazon Prime. But I mean, that's lumped in with their service, so I count it, but I don't really count it. And HBO Max. So I've got six right now. A long time ago, I used to have the WWE Network, but I don't really watch wrestling that much.
But you know what? Honestly, I think, you know, it's well worth the money if you're a wrestling fan. They put so much
it was great
stuff on there. You get a free paper. Dude, sometimes 2 pay-per-views every month.
If I was 15 and 16 again, my God, I would have been eating that shit up because I had to go out to freaking stores like Suncoast Video and shit to try to find those old wrestling tapes and like flea markets and everything. To just have that entire backlog, Jesus, I would have been watching all of that. Mark Gorman says, "Hey, mid-level media, what is a 2021 movie that you are most looking forward to?" So right now, since I know it's getting ready to come out, and I know it's not going to get delayed because it's on HBO Max. It's got Godzilla vs. King Kong. That's my most anticipated right now. Everything else could get delayed and pulled and whatever. I would say Halloween Kills or A Quiet Place 2, but who knows what's going to happen with those? They could get delayed till next year.
But it's hard to say.
Yeah, I mean it would be those top 2s for sure because I'm excited for Godzilla vs. King Kong based off the trailer. I love the trailer, but if I'm basing it off of Godzilla King of Monsters, the excitement, I didn't really love that movie that much. Tony Movie Chat said, "What a movie that you think should get a sequel?" That doesn't already have a sequel. That's a good question.
We know Hollywood is already full of reboots.
I'll bring up this again. I think Cabin in the Woods should get a sequel, but obviously Drew Goddard would have to write it without Josh Whedon.
What should get a sequel that does not have one?
He's looking.
Yeah, I got to look back at the collection. Like, what's something I would love to see another one of?
M. Morrison said, "My favorite is Men in Black." That's a good one. Favorite Will Smith's Men in Black. Let's see. What was your favorite movie of 1985? That's I
was 3 years old.
That's Back to the Future for me. Back to the Future or Breakfast Club. One of those two. Blowing up this to S. Nunn just said, "Opinion on the genre for Tarantino's final film. I wouldn't mind seeing him tackle horror or sci-fi." We've kind of seen him tackle horror with Death Proof, but sci-fi would be really cool. I'd be down for Tarantino sci-fi film for sure. Do you have one that you would like to see him tackle? Maybe a rom-com.
I'd go sci-fi as well.
Yeah, sci-fi seems like a good choice for him. I mean, he was supposed to direct the Star Trek movie at some point, but I think he's just went down to writing it or something. I still don't believe his next movie is going to be his last, though. That's just my opinion. No. I think he's going to do another one. Side Hustle Cinema said 7 Pounds is a Will Smith movie everyone forgets about. I never saw that one.
I seen it once. That's it.
I didn't see that one or Collateral Beauty because a lot of people said that was horrible, so I never watched it. Mark Gorman says, "What is one of your favorite Marvel movies of all time?"
I'll go first because I have a very hard time still to this day trying to figure out which one I want to put in my number 1 spot, and that's between Infinity War and Winter Soldier. Those are my favorite 2. I can watch them all day, every day. So it's very tough, but it's one of those 2.
I agree with you, and I'll add in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
J. Stephen Christian said, "Any local new and used movie stores you guys shop at?" We have ET. So, yeah, I shop at Half Price Books. I got a lot of videos with that. I got Game Exchange, and I got some pawn shops and thrift stores around me that I go to. Do you have any of those types of stores around you? Any of them that's open right now?
No, I have nothing. There is a Goodwill up the road. I have not been there since I've lived here, but other than that, there's no kind of specialty shops.
We have entertainment here in town. Vinny Conrad, what's your last 4K pickup?
Well, I got some movies that I need to do an unboxing on, but
my last one was Do the Right Thing, the Steelbook from Target.
Okay. Yeah. What was my Elysium, and I still haven't watched it. It's still sitting in my car.
Yeah, I've never seen the movie. I've got it on Blu-ray, but I've never seen the movie. So looking forward to checking that out soon. Let's see. Martin Gomez says, "Do you like Game of Thrones? If so, what's your favorite season? Are you a Game of Thrones fan?"
So let me tell you, I had not watched Game of Thrones. When I got HBO Max,
it's a good idea
the little things.
Yeah.
I started watching it from that trial. Forgot to let the trial go and cancel it, so it's still going. So I done paid for a month. So right now I am on season 5, episode 7.
Since the little things came out, you're freaking blasting through that.
Yeah, I'm
like
trying
it?
to.
You have to like
it's pretty good. I mean, to me, it's there's so many characters that it's hard for me to follow who's who and part of.
It's hard to figure out who's who the first time you go through it, but I've watched that series like 3 or 4 times all the way through. I'm not saying you have to do that, but I will say that you'll enjoy rewatches better than the original because you'll know who all those characters are, and like seeing where they start to where they end up is really cool.
I'll be honest, I'd love to have that 4K set now that I'm watching.
What did you think? You're on season 5. What did you think of The Mountain and the Viper? That's one of my favorite episodes. The one with Pedro Pascal.
Oh yeah.
And the giant. Yeah, oh god, I love that moment. Just ripped my heart out, man.
I knew it was gonna happen. I didn't know at first, but during the fight, I knew it was gonna happen because I was like, he's showboating and stuff too much. I
didn't see it coming. I thought he was gonna beat him. I'm like, Jesus, what is going on? It made me like ill when I watched that.
Yeah, even though I never watched it, I would always hear people talk about it. And the one thing I heard most about that show, anybody's expendable at any given moment. So I knew, somebody.
Sean Bean dying broke my heart, man. It really broke my heart. Looks like the 4K is fading. Yeah, it might. Mark Gomez says, "What is your favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?" So we already answered that one. Mine's T2. Do you have a different one other than T2?
No, I'm gonna go T2.
Yeah, it's T2.
Probably buy it on every format that it comes out.
Yeah, I've already got like 5 different formats of it. I got it on VHS too. Vinny Conrad said, "Are you going to pick up Wonder Woman 1984 4K Steelbook? Or are you going to go with the slipcover?"
I'll probably go with the slipcover because, it was in my intention to watch it. Let me make that clear. I didn't know the ins and outs of this HBO Max deal, so I didn't know that the movie's only up there for like the first 2 weeks or something like that. So when I finally did my
there for a month. All their movies are on there for a month, full month.
So by the time I used it for little things, it was already gone. So I haven't seen it, but the collection is there already. So I might.
I've seen it, and I didn't like it at all.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
still
what I keep hearing. Yeah, I got to because I didn't even like the first one.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to buy the Steelbook. I might because I have the first one for the Steelbook, so I might do it just to match it. Troy Anderson said, "Nope, it's for the U.S. and Canada. Obstructive View and other outlets are letting their customers know about the date bumps. Shout, Severin, and a few others will be impacted. MVD hasn't said anything yet to us." Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to look into that because I have not heard about that yet. Tony Movie Chappie says, "Thought on Daredevil and Elektra, but only the director's cut. Very underrated comic book movies." Those are the ones that everybody loves to hate. I think that Daredevil, from what I remember, I enjoyed it. As a movie, I know that there's cheesy parts in it, but I remember enjoying it, but I haven't seen it since probably 2004. Elektra, I didn't see at all.
I'm on the same page. I thought Daredevil was okay, was not the best, but for back then, it was decent. If you look at today's films, you'll go back and look at that and be like, oh, it's probably horrible. Elektra, I didn't like at all.
Yeah, I have it on Blu-ray because I bought it for like $5 at Walmart, but... Mark Gomez, what is your favorite Christopher Nolan movie ever? Mine is, I guess, The Dark Knight. It's hard not to say Dark Knight. But I also really like Interstellar, and that's about all I can think of. The Prestige.
Yeah, I still haven't seen The Prestige. I still need to buy that. It doesn't seem to want to go on sale. It doesn't have a slipcase anymore. It's always hovering around that $27 to $30 range, and I'm like, I don't really want to pay for that, but I'm gonna get it eventually because I haven't seen it. Need to watch it. Need to finish out the collection. But I'm on the fence with either Dark Knight and I love Interstellar. Yeah, Inception's kind of right there, but I watch Interstellar over and over and over.
I need to watch Interstellar again. I remember liking it a lot. And I need to watch Inception again because I don't remember liking it that much. And everybody calls it a freaking masterpiece, and it gets on my nerves, and I need to go back and watch it. Phil's Creepy Videos says, hey there, horror fans. What is up, Phil? Great horror YouTuber right there. It's your buddy Phil here. Sam Jr. said, what do you think of the Hangover movies? I love the first one, and the second one sucks, and I didn't watch the third one.
Yeah, I thought it came out too repetitive. Felt like I was watching the same.
Second one felt like
again.
the same thing as the first one, just set in a different setting. M. Morrison said, "Hey 4KD, when is your next collection vid coming out? You got any collection vids coming, man?"
So I actually was thinking about it the other day because I went back and scrolled through my old videos, and I seen it's been a little over a year since I did part 2 of it. So I've been thinking about, do I want to go ahead and do another full collection? Do I want to just do all my 4Ks, or do I want to add my Blu-rays and what DVDs and stuff I have left? So I'm not too sure. When I get a chance to stick for about an hour or two, I might do it.
I'd say a year is a good point to start doing them again, because if you're still collecting, if you're collecting all through the year and you've added new stuff, plus you gain subscribers and people that haven't checked you out before.
A lot of people like that.
Different people that might not think to go back and check it out from a year ago. Vinny Conrad said, how's the Dollar Tree deals? Everything is $1 there right now, Vinny. So go check them out. Phil's Kirby Video says Sucker Punch is fire. So there's another Sucker Punch fan. You think streaming is killing physical media? Do you think streaming is killing physical media? I don't necessarily think it's killing physical media. It's not helping it, but I don't think it's a different thing in my head.
I agree, because I think, if it was, so to say, killing them, we wouldn't be getting catalog titles. It would just be all this new stuff that was coming out. Of course, we ain't getting nothing in theaters no more, but they wouldn't be giving us these catalog titles because they feel like nobody's going to buy them. They can just stream them or whatever they want to do with them. So I wouldn't say killing it. I think it's put a little dent into how much physical media we get from here on out. But
my thought process is, the more avenues you have for people to experience film and TV, the better it is for the overall business of it. So you get more people hooked on streaming through and watching movies and television. They might be more likely to go buy a Blu-ray or a 4K for one of those shows that they love, that they might not have otherwise. They might have just skipped out on it completely. So I always think that more is better, even though I think that it might be hurting it a little bit from what it was like in the 90s. But I think physical media will be all right. M. Morrison said, which looks better on 4K, Inception or Tenet? So I haven't seen Inception on 4K, so I'll say Tenet.
Yeah, I'm going Tenet.
Mark Gorman says, doing great, mid-level media. Well, thank you, Martin. Thank you. Troy Anderson said, this distributor says it's going to be just for Shout, but Criterion stock, which is Louisiana-based, is getting ready for a flash sale soon. Cool. I'm going to jump on that flash sale whenever it comes on. Vinny Conrad said, what's your favorite TV show? Mine's Breaking Bad, and it's followed by Game of Thrones. Top 2 right there.
Oh, okay. So we're going back like all time, because
all time, everything. You can pop out the Gunsmoke if you used to watch that back in the day.
Jeez. Oh, man. It's hard to say what my favorite is, but some go-tos that I can always watch over and over. I'll go with Married with Children, Saved by the Bell, Martin.
Yep.
The Cosby Show. I love the Cosby Show. So
those are good ones. Definitely good ones. Regardless of what you think about Cosby now, man, his show it's a classic.
Yeah.
It's a classic. AM21 Speed is coming on 4K in May. Will you get it? It's a must get. Yeah, that's a must have.
He said, will you get it for me?
Will you get it for me? It's a must get. I'm not going to get it for you, AM21, but I will buy the 4K, and I will probably do a giveaway, so I could give it to you maybe in that way if you win the giveaway. M. Morrison said, didn't you say that you watched Home Alone on Disney Plus and it was really blurry and pixelated? I did. Like, me and my family sat down to watch Home Alone on Disney Plus like during December sometime. And it wasn't that it was blurry and pixelated, but it like started speeding up in certain points. Like, it was just real jarring. What it was doing is like jumping around. And I'm like, hold on a second. This is why I buy Blu-rays. And I went back and I grabbed my Blu-ray and I put it in. And of course, my wife rolled her eyes at me. And but then we watched Home Alone without the the weird jump cuts and stuff. Tony Movie Chappie said, thoughts on PG-13 horror movies? Personally, I don't really mind them all that much, but when done right. Yeah, I think an example of when it's done right is Happy Death Day. I really enjoyed that one. I thought they worked within the PG-13 parameters quite well. Usually it's mostly too restrictive to be a great horror movie most of the time. But I do think there can be good ones that break through. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Happy Death Day. That's one that I still need to go back. I was a really big horror fan before, but then I would say around the 2005, I started to slow down with it. Didn't really care for a lot of what was coming out. It all seemed like some of the same material, jump scares and possession and stuff like that. So I really hadn't been into it in a while. So there's a lot of stuff that I've hear people say that they really love, like Happy Death Day, that I haven't seen. I need to go back and
watch.
The
first one. I didn't like the second one that much. And then the director's third movie that he did, well, not his third movie, but the next one, Freaky, that was rated R. So he got to show a little bit of teeth in that one and show the gore and everything. So we are approaching the 10 o'clock hour. Are you still good to go, 4K? Because we still got
good to go.
Some questions to answer. Just want to make sure you're still okay. I don't want to keep you here all night if you can't make it, because we got some the chat's popping tonight. So you're a popular dude, 4K. Popular dude. Troy Anderson said Netflix is like $16 or $17 now to not even get 4K with it. Yeah, I think it's $13.99 right now for me, wow. But I've only got 2 TVs that I have it on, and I don't have 4K because that's not worth it to me. But yeah, Andrew Fio says no internet, no movies or TV shows. Yeah. Yeah.
So if you look like right now, streaming would be a bad deal for somebody, the people that's out in like Texas and stuff that got all that snow and power outages. Yeah. Nothing.
Yep. M. Morrison, how do you guys think Paramount Plus will do? I think that it will fail completely. So Paramount Plus is CBS All Access pretty much. That's what it's turning into. So basically a Star Trek streaming service is what that is. I think that's the only thing they got.
If you look at their content and if you just think about CBS as a whole, CBS is more dedicated to probably somebody more up in our age range and higher. It's not really dedicated towards that younger, more that lower millennial and getting into that type of viewership. So yeah, it's definitely not going to do all that great. I mean, some people might give it a try, but I don't think it's going to be something big like a Netflix and Hulu and all that.
Yeah, I agree. It'll last as long as, they keep Star Trek on there, because I think Star Trek's kind of their big draw. And then they got the Twilight Zone. They got that Stan series that's on there, the Stephen King The Stan. I think that's another one. But yeah, they're gonna have to bump up their content a little bit.
Because look at the stuff that they're bringing on there. It's stuff that we kind of watch. They got Beavis and Butthead. Looks like they're gonna have some Jersey Shore or something on there. So
they're gonna bring. Oh, I might get it. I might have to get it. I found Beavis and Butthead at a Goodwill, the DVD of it, and I bought it. The Do America. Remember that movie? Did you ever watch that one?
Yep. I used to love Beavis and Butthead.
It's a good one. J. Stephen Christian said WWE Network is shutting down because NBC Peacock bought it. That's interesting news. So I guess everything's going to be on the Peacock then. I don't think that they'll something tells me they won't have the entire back catalog on Peacock, though. Something tells me that. I don't know. Could be wrong. Daniel Bemis says Office Space needs a sequel. Yeah, it's that would be kind of fun, actually, if they did an Office Space sequel. Bring back Jennifer Aniston, because she's like a much bigger superstar now than she was back then. Yeah, that might be kind of fun. Have you seen Office Space? You a fan of that movie?
Not at all.
It's a good one. J. Stephen Christian said, what movie should have not been remade like Footloose or Poltergeist? Definitely not Poltergeist. That was not that good. Footloose, I haven't seen the original, and I haven't seen the remake, so I can't really comment on that one. You seen either one of those?
I saw some of the Footloose. I haven't seen the Poltergeist. What's another one I could say? Probably I think Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing. Did they remake Dirty Dancing?
I believe they
remake
did.
It? They might have. They might.
Yeah,
I just watched that for the first time the other day.
Just not. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that shouldn't.
There's stuff that's just too, like, the stories are just too inherently 80s to bring into the modern era. I think they could have done Poltergeist, but the movie that they brought out just wasn't that good. And I also think that The Conjuring is pretty much just a remake of the Poltergeist. Martin Gomez said, I would love to see another Commando film with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool. The old man Arnold back in Commando. That's one I still need to see. That's an Arnold film that still plagues me to this day that I need to mark off my list. I think it's like pretty much the last big one of his that I need to see.
About Last Action Hero, how you feel about that one?
That's one I haven't seen in a very long time. I remember seeing that at a drive-in when I was a kid, and I know I watched it on VHS, and I have the Blu-ray. I just haven't rewatched it. Apparently, that's getting a 4K this year too. So I'll watch it again when the 4K comes out. Sam Jr. said, "What is your favorite Spike Lee movies?" Mine is Malcolm X and Do the Right Thing. Yep. Those are probably my top two.
The same thing.
Yeah, I think that they're his best. I do think Summer of Sam's a good movie.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, it's a good. I remember watching that when I was pretty young too. I need to rewatch that. Stanley James says, I agree. Daniel Bemis Office Space does need a sequel. Yeah, let's hashtag that Office Space sequel. Andrew Fio says, Boomerang Eddie Murphy, so Boomerang can get a Blu-ray. Does that not have a Blu-ray yet?
Oh wow,
Boomerang.
I love that movie. That was really good.
Sam Jr. said, which director do you like more, Spike Lee or Spike Jonze? That's pretty difficult. Because I just watched Being John Malkovich this year, and I love that movie a lot. And he also did Her with Joaquin Phoenix. I think that the movies that Spike Lee did that I liked have a little bit more staying power to them. So I might go with Spike Lee right now. Plus, he has a more impressive filmography than Spike Jonze. But yeah, I'll go with Spike Lee right now. But I do love both of those Spike Jonze movies that I mentioned. Which one would you pick?
I'd say Spike Lee as well.
Yeah,
a little more iconic for me.
Have you seen Her with? That's a great sci-fi movie with Joaquin Phoenix. It's got a great cast too. It's got Scarlett Johansson, Amy Adams, Rooney Mara. Dana Beamer says we have silver platters and half-price books. Awesome. Half-price books is amazing. I wish you had one of those stores in your area.
So let me ask you, what since we was kind of a little bit almost on that topic with the Spike Lee question. Did you watch Judas and the Black Messiah?
I did. I just finished it this morning. I started it last night, and I got tired, so I went to bed last night, and then I woke up this morning and finished it, and I liked it a lot. I think it was a really good movie. Did you get a chance to watch it?
I didn't. There's specific reasons why I usually don't watch stuff like that. I kind of tend to stay away from it. But once you gave me the topics for tonight, I told you I was going to try to watch it. So I was going to try to watch it today, but a couple things that came up, and then I was like, okay, let me cook.
I don't want you watching
for dinner. Let me try to watch it. No, because I keep hearing that it's pretty good. So I was like, let me give it a try. It may not be.
It reminded me a lot of Malcolm X. There was a lot of shades of Malcolm X, just in like the filmmaking, not necessarily like the themes and stuff of the movie, the social commentary, but just like the style in which it was made reminded me a lot of Malcolm X. Right. So yeah, I really enjoyed the movie a lot. I'm going to review it on my Instagram sometime this week. But let's see. Mark Gomez says, I'm a Game of Thrones fan. Very good show. Awesome, man. Never seen Game of Thrones. Need to check it out, Mitchell. Chris Morrow says, I didn't like The Little Things. 7 is way better, in my opinion. The ending felt hollow. Did you watch You watched The Little Things, right?
Yeah.
You a fan of that one? I can't remember.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. It had some moments that made me think of the movie 7. It kind of tied it together. Some of the scenes were kind of the same storyline. I enjoyed the movie. It wasn't better than 7. 7 to me is iconic.
I think it's an unfair comparison. I mean, I do agree with that. I know a lot of people were comparing it to 7. I mean, 7 is just such an iconic movie, and it's. I think that the things that Little Things tries to do is a little bit different than 7. I think there are comparisons you can draw, but it's not completely the same.
Right.
Let's see. Tony Movie Chappie says, what is your least favorite movie of all time? Well, mine is the only video I've ever made on this channel. That's why I hate a movie, and that's Rob Zombie's Halloween. That's my least favorite movie of all time. What's yours?
Least favorite, I might say I was kind of forced to watch 50 Shades of Grey. I didn't like it too much.
I listened to parts of that movie. My wife was watching it on a laptop. I remember back when it came out, and I didn't watch it, but I remember like hearing parts of it. And it sounded like maybe just a slight step above like a Lifetime original movie or something.
That's funny because I like Lifetime movies more than I like that one.
Yeah, it's with some sex and nudity in it or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. Same Mitchell, the movie man. I never seen any episodes of Game of Thrones. Well, you guys got to get on the Game of Thrones. Sorry, I missed Pratty that came. He said, "Hey, Ken, I finally made it here. Quite a surprise." Yeah, man, glad you could join.
Let me say, have you seen the show The 100? Did you watch that?
No, I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, it's very good.
Show, but I have not got a chance to check it out.
I just binged it a while back, a couple months ago. I had binged it, and now that I'm watching Game of Thrones, I see so many similarities to the two, as far as like storylines and stuff like that. To where it kind of seemed like almost like the same writers had did it or something. It's really weird, but you know, I really enjoyed it. That's one I definitely.
If you're saying it's like Game of Thrones, I might have to check that out. AM21 said, I bought the 4K set of Game of Thrones, but only seen 3 episodes of season 1. I need to continue. Looks amazing on 4K. Highly recommend. I haven't checked it out on 4K yet. I'm going to wait till the price goes down a little bit on that set, and I might pull the trigger on it. I've got the first 4 seasons on Blu-ray. That's actually how I saw the first 3 seasons, because I bought them back in, I think, 2012 or 2013, and I binged them that way because I didn't have HBO. Back then it was like HBO Now or HBO Go or something that they had, and I didn't really have the funds for that back in the day. So I bought them all on Amazon for like a deal. It was like they were all $15. So I bought them for like $45. Craig Thompson says, I like to Ninja Turtles movie 1990 come to 4K. That would be awesome if it did.
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, that would be awesome if it did. And give us some Vanilla Ice in 4K too. That would be, did you know he's getting a Blu-ray the Cool as Ice or whatever? Yeah, it's getting a bull. Mark Gomez says, man, T2 is always a winner, but I really love it. Yeah, it's such a good movie. Such a good movie. It's the best action movie in my opinion. Are you going to pick up Freaky and Greenland? Freaky when it goes down in price, and I'm hoping to watch Greenland this week. I didn't get a chance to watch it last week. I'm hoping to stream it this week.
Yeah, I was thinking this. I do want to buy Greenland. I was checking on some of the sites.
I'm surprised that didn't get a 4K.
I'm really surprised too.
I'm surprised it didn't. You would think that movie like that would have. Mark Garman says, have you seen The Little Things yet? Yep, we have. Pratty says, hey, 4K Corner. Hey, Sam. Hey, Stanley. Great to see y'all here. Mitchell, the movie man, I will have to go. I will check it out later. Well, thank you for joining us for as long as you did, Mitchell. Yep. M. Morrison says, Daredevil was fun, but Elektra is trash. Yeah. Elektra is pretty disappointing as CBM, but still has some cool shots going for it. Awesome. Basic Entertainment is here. What's up, boys? Hope you guys are having a good day. I'm going to be on their channel here in about when the Snyder Cut comes out, because we're going to be doing like a reaction for that. So what is up, Basic Entertainment? What was you going to say?
Now that we talked about Elektra and stuff real quick, I can go back to another movie that, people may not have liked that I kind of liked, and that's Ultraviolet. I actually kind of like that movie. I don't know.
I've never seen that one either. Is that the one with the Resident Evil girl?
Yeah.
I've got like the poster image in my head, but I've never seen the movie. Let's see. Sam Jr., what's your favorite Jonah Hill movie? It's hard not to say Superbad. That's like in my top 5 comedies of all time. I love Superbad. M. Morrison said, do you guys have 21 and 22 Jump Street on 4K? Did you buy them both on 4K?
Definitely. Yep.
They're good movies. I've got 22 Jump Street on DVD because I found it at Dollar Tree, and I've got 21 on Blu-ray. So I don't have them on 4K yet, but I do own the movies. Stanley James says, mine is Superbad. Yep. Mine is Superbad all the way. Yeah, it's hard not to say that one. Do you like the Silence of the Lambs? I do like Silence of the Lambs. Love it. The
Yeah.
Criterion edition of Silence of the Lambs is like one of my collections. M. Morrison said 4K. Do you collect Criterion Blu-rays? Do you have any Criterions?
Nope, none at all.
Maybe when they come to 4K, you'll get them.
Yeah. That's what it'll take, because it takes a lot for me to go back and buy a Blu-ray ever since I started chucking them.
I know a lot of people want 4K and Criterion. I think that they might get it for the first time this year. That's the rumor, at least. This is a movie that needs a 4K. Do you like Fight Club?
Oh, yeah. Fight Club. Yes, definitely.
I love Fight Club. Watch it for not for the first time, but the first time since 2000, probably. I hadn't seen that movie since I was a kid last month. And yeah, the movie held up really well. Scorsese again made headlines, guys, for the killing of cinema. What's your stance on that? I saw a little bit of that. I don't really know the full story, but yeah, Scorsese's always going out there defending cinema. So you got to give it to the man. He's nearly 80 years old, still fighting the good fight for cinema. So even though some of his takes are a little wonky when it comes to Marvel's not cinema. I mean, to me, it's all cinema, and it's all subjective. But what do you think about that? Did you see the Scorsese news?
I haven't seen it. I know he will speak out when kind of needed. I'm glad he's speaking out. I'm still eager to see what's going to happen in the future as far as getting cinemas back up and rolling. Nothing really over open here where I'm at. I wouldn't have went anyway, but I definitely missed the experience of going to see certain movies.
I do too. I definitely do, but it's just been so damn long, and it's like I just forget what that lifestyle is like. It's just not. I used to be in such a routine. Every single week I'd go see like 1 or 2 movies in the movie theater. Like every Tuesday I would go. And then Friday nights I would sometimes go after work and see like some of the bigger movies that I really wanted to see. I've just been out of it for so long. It's like I'm just used to sitting at home and then watching everything on my TV. It sucks though. My favorite TV show is Star Trek: The Next Generation. I know a lot of people love that show. For me, I used to watch that show when I was a kid, and it bored me to tears.
Yeah, you and me both.
I just remember it coming on TV all the time. It would come on like after my cartoons on Saturday morning, if I remember right. I think that'd be like the first regular show they would start showing. Andrew Fio said it's $1 billion industry, movies on disc. Yep. So it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Like I said, people still buy tons of DVDs. No, LOL said it wrong. Must buy which, and I will get it. My bad. Okay, I think he's referring to when we were going to buy the movie for him. Tony Movie Chappie says, what a movie that you didn't like at first, but as you keep rewatching over and over again, started loving it. Mine is Chappie. I still needed to see Chappie, Tony, for sure. So maybe I'll do like a live watch party of Chappie just for Tony and check that movie out. What does it look like on 4K? Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it. Somebody just reminded me like last week about it being on 4K. I always forget, so I need to go back and pick it up at some point.
I did see it was $15 at Best Buy last time I went in there. Friday the 13th or Halloween. It's hard not to say Halloween because that's like it goes back further for me to some of my horror fandom. But what I will say is going back through all the Friday the 13th with that box set, I think it's a much more consistent franchise than Halloween. Halloween has lower lows than Friday the 13th. I think like all the Friday the 13th movies have a certain level of fun and quality to them, whereas like the bad Halloween movies are really bad and the good ones are really good.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I'd say the same thing.
Even the ones that people don't like, Friday the 13th Part 5, I like a lot. I know Jason's not the killer in it or whatever, but I think it was really fun. Jason Goes to Hell, everybody hates, and I love that movie. It's like my second favorite. Yeah. So.
Yes,
and Jason Takes Manhattan, I love.
Yeah, I love
that one too.
Didn't like Jason.
I don't get the hate for it at all. I know he's on a boat for like an hour, but it's like, how else is he supposed to get Manhattan? Like they got to tell the story. And he's still in Manhattan for like 45 minutes. So what does everybody complain about? I don't get it.
Now I'm gonna say I definitely got to go back and watch Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. I did not like it when I was younger, but now that I understand that, the story that it's telling and things like that, and I'm hearing more and more people talk about how they like it, I do need to go back and at least give it another shot.
Yeah, because I watched that movie when I was really young too, and I hated it because it didn't have Michael Myers in it.
Yeah.
And then I rewatched it a few years ago, and it's great. It is a really, really great 80s horror movie if you just divorce it from the Michael Myers universe. Let's talk nerd said, what's your favorite Transformers movie? That would probably have to be Bumblebee at this point. I would have said the first one, but I think Bumblebee's a better movie than the first Transformers.
Yeah, I think Bumblebee was a little more fun out of all of them. Of course, I love the first one. I think for me, Dark of the Moon was very good. I love Dark of the Moon. I know most people started hating them after the first, really, but I thought Dark of the Moon was really good. I liked the War on Chicago that they did.
I've heard good things about that. But after Revenge of the Fallen, I was done.
Yeah,
I didn't watch Dark of the Moon. I didn't watch The Age of Extinction. I did not watch The Last Night. What is the worst and best Stephen King movies? The worst Stephen King movie is The Langoliers, the made-for-TV movie, and the best is The Shining. But also, The Green Mile is a great movie too, and that's a Stephen King adaptation.
Yeah, I would say best is probably The Shining. Was seen Lawnmower Man?
Yeah,
Lawnmower Man was Stephen King, right?
Where's it at? I got the Scream
Factory. I think that was yeah.
I just did my video, my collection.
It's one of those movies like you could probably watch it, but it's probably one of the worst.
I didn't even know that was a Stephen King adaptation.
I think it is.
It might be. You might be right. Benny Comrade said, what is your favorite movie franchise? What is your favorite movie franchise? I have to say Star Wars for the same reason as Halloween, even though I think that the low points in Star Wars are very low and the highs are very high. Same thing with what I said about Halloween, but that franchise has been with me since I was a kid, and it's one of the reasons why I'm such a movie fan today. So I'll have to go with Star Wars.
I'm like I think I'm gonna go with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I need to. I really need to get the 4Ks of those. I'm waiting for a good price. I think it's like $80 right now, but I'll pull the trigger eventually.
Yeah, I keep saying, okay, I'm about to pull the trigger when I see it pop up on Bluray.com as like the lowest price. But then I keep reminding myself the whatever they're gonna call it, probably the Middle Earth edition is supposed to come out this summer. So I'm like, why not just wait for that?
Yeah, that's true. Pure Hangouts here. What is up, man? Last Action Hero came out the same day as Jurassic Park, if I recall correctly. Yeah, and it probably bombed, didn't it? Probably bombed. Daniel Ortero says, we need Beavis and Butthead to America on Blu-ray or 4K. Is it not on Blu-ray? I didn't know that. So I'm glad I own the DVD now. But I agree. Mark Gomez says, okay, bye. He says, yes, we do need it, Daniel. Stallone or Schwarzenegger? That is the age-old question, isn't it? It's a tough one. I don't know. It's a really tough one. One that I struggle with all the time because I love the Rocky movies. Rambo, I'm not like huge on. I like the first one for what it is, and I haven't seen any of the other ones besides Last Blood. But also Copland's a great movie. Yes. Daylight's a great movie. All those other over-the-top, Cliffhanger. He's got a lot of really good ones, but I have to go with Schwarzenegger because he's got The Predator and Terminator 2, and those are like in my top 50 of all time. I love both of those movies. I mean, T2's in my top 10 of all time. So I'll go Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Both of them have great catalogs. Undisputable, really. So whichever choice you make, you can't really say it's the wrong choice. I think
there's no wrong choice.
Schwarzenegger may have had a little more range with doing different types of movies, while Stallone is almost mainly action. Yeah. Other than what was the one with his mom or whatever? Stop or my mom. Yeah, so that might be the only thing really outside of action that he's done. So I'd say Schwarzenegger has the range, but as far as catalog and more movies I might be able to watch, I think I might lean more towards Stallone on that one.
Yeah, I agree with you for everything that you said. Let's see. What is your top 5 movies you wish get a 4K? We'll go with top 3. And we've already answered this kind of. I'll go Exorcist, True Lies, and I know Heat's getting a 4K this year. Trying to think what other iconic movie that doesn't have a 4K. What did we bring up earlier? There was something. Fight Club. Fight Club. Yeah. I'll say Fight Club.
So I'll throw something a little different in there because we all, I said, what did I say? Twister. I might put From Dusk Till Dawn in there.
Yeah, that's getting one this year, supposedly.
Okay. I haven't seen that one. So I said Twister, From Dusk Till Dawn, and I might throw Gravity back in there still. Well, True Lies. Let's put True Lies in there because we got to keep talking about it till it happens.
We'll keep talking about it till it happens. Apparently, I've seen news of like Avatar getting a 4K. I was like, if they do a freaking 4K for Avatar, which I know everybody loves Avatar, the highest grossing movie of all time, if they do True Lies, I'd be very pissed. But I wouldn't doubt it that James Cameron would do that first. Would not doubt it. Vinny Conrad says, your best movie director. Mine's Spielberg. Just too iconic. Too many important films in my top 25 of all time. So I'll go Spielberg.
Yeah. Same here. I think I'll take Spielberg. I mean, there's so many great ones.
It's a very standard, basic question, but I mean, for guys like us that grew up in the 80s, 90s, I mean, there's really no other choice than Spielberg. You could maybe say Tarantino, but Daniel Ortero says, favorite thriller movie of all time. I'll say 7 off the top of my head. I'll say 7, even though there might be another one I'm not thinking of.
I'd probably go 7 as well, but I need to double check to see what. I love The Fugitive. I believe The Fugitive might be thriller. So
yeah, I would classify it as 4K. Since I can tell that you're a big Dragon Ball Z fan, what is your favorite Dragon Ball Z movie that we got in Battle of the Gods Resurrection, F, and Dragon Ball Super Broly? Yeah, you're gonna have to take that one.
I'm definitely going Super Broly. That was awesome. I wish I would have went to go see it in theaters. I don't know why I didn't. I kept telling myself I'm going to see it. I'm going to see it. Never went to go see it in theaters, and I absolutely loved it.
Yep. Daniel Bemis says, Meet the Feebles is my least favorite movie by Peter Jackson. My drinking friends would watch it all the time in the early 2000s. I've never even heard of that movie. I've never heard of it. I do really need to go back and check out some of Peter Jackson's earlier work, though, because I need to see Dead Alive. That's an iconic horror movie that he did in the beginning. Have you ever seen The Frighteners with Michael J. Fox?
Yes, I have.
That's an underrated movie that I think more people need to see. Awesome movie. It's supposed to be getting a Arrow release this year, I think. Vinny Conrad said Peter Jackson or Stanley Kubrick. For me, I'll go Stanley Kubrick. Yeah, because I do love Peter Jackson and Lord of the Rings, but Kubrick's got more films that I love. I got Freaky 4K digitally. Is cheaper than Blu-ray. Physical was $14.99. Digital 4K. It looked really good on digital 4K actually. Patrick Coran, hello again. What is up, Patrick? Benny Conrad, are you going to pick up Monster Hunter on 4K? I will not. I don't even know if I'll see that movie. But yeah, what are you going to pick up Monster Hunter?
Probably not day one unless there's been some time since I bought anything and just get that little itch that we get sometimes of having to just go buy something and buying what's new. I mean, I haven't seen it, so
yeah, there's too much coming out. I got to save my money.
Yeah, I haven't heard good things about it.
I think around the time it comes out, a lot of stuff's coming out too. So I don't know if I'll be grabbing that one. Daniel Ortero says, can't wait for 2014 Godzilla on 4K and Steelbook. Yeah, both of those covers look really awesome. I think the movie's really good. I do enjoy it. I don't think it's great. I'm still on the fence on whether or not I'm going to get the 4K of it, but the cover looks amazing. I still need to get Godzilla 1998.
I do too.
What's your thoughts on that one? Do you like it?
It's okay.
It's good until they try to be Jurassic Park and they bring out the raptors at the end. Yep. The little mini Godzillas. But I think up until that point, the whole sequence with him coming to the city was a really, really fast. I still remember that trailer in the theaters showing like his head, the ocean rise of the guys on the fishing pier, and he starts running. And then like you see the feet go across the highway. That was an awesome trailer. 4K Media Guy says, what if George Lucas made the sequels? What if he did? Would they have been better? Do you think they would have been better?
Great question.
I think if he wrote the sequels, they would be better. I don't know about directing. Daniel Ortiro says, just got Good Burger on Blu-ray today. Awesome, man. Glad you got Good Burger. Home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? Do you like orange soda?
I do.
I haven't seen that movie since the 90s probably, but I was thinking about picking up the Blu-ray. 4K Media Guy says, does artwork make you blind buy some movies? Yeah, I would say so. Sometimes it does, especially if it's like Criterion or Screen Factory. I bought a lot of stuff that I've never seen before from them just based off the artwork.
I'll definitely say that it doesn't for me, or else this collection will be way bigger than what it does, because I try to stick to movies that I know I'm going to watch over and over, so I can feel like I got my money's worth.
Yep. That is a good perspective to have. Godfather or Goodfellas? I'll go with Goodfellas. I think it's a better movie than Godfather. Yeah. It might be a hot take, but
it probably is. But for most people, Godfather probably bores them.
Yeah, it's. I saw it for the first time recently. It was a very slow movie. I mean, I'm fine with that usually, but I mean, I think it's a good movie. It just it wasn't as good as I was expecting. I think the hype was too much. Daniel Ortero says, would you want to see a movie where all the slashers went against each other? Sure, maybe. I don't know.
What steers me away from wanting to see that is knowing what we've gotten in the past. So if I can X that out of my head,
are you not a Freddy versus
and
Jason
bring in
fan?
even more people, I don't mind the movie. I thought it was okay, but the hype was so big surrounding it that it didn't come close to what it's hyped up.
That was a great theater experience for me. When I saw it in the theaters, everybody was going nuts. Like, it was packed. Yeah, it was an awesome theater experience. But yeah, I would watch it. I don't know how they'd pull it off, but I've heard stories of like the prisons, like they're all in prison or something, and they like let them out to like face some monsters or something. It's like a hell prison. I don't know. I've read a script for it way back in the day. 4K Media Guy says, do you think titles like Trick or Treat, 13 Ghosts will have a high chance to get 4K release in the future from Shout Factory? Definitely Trick or Treat. I don't know about 13 Ghosts. I guess it depends on how much they sold for or how many they sold.
I think 13 Ghosts probably would. Maybe
13 Ghosts look really good.
Released that again from Shout Factory a while back, maybe about a year ago. So
yeah, it was just last July. It was last like August.
I was actually going to buy it, but I'm like, I always see stuff and I'm like, should I hold out?
That held up better than I thought. I didn't even remember liking it that much when I saw it in the theater, but I liked my rewatch better. Then he says Terminator or RoboCop. So if we're going first Terminator, I'll say RoboCop.
Oh, okay, so Terminator 1 versus RoboCop 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might go RoboCop as well.
Predator or Alien, I'll say Predator. That's a hard one. I think in my top 50, Alien was higher than Predator, so I have to go Alien. I love them both. Thoughts on Paranormal Activity 7 finally happening with underwater director? I was more excited when I thought that Christopher Landon was going to write it and direct it, because he directed the Marked Ones, and I thought that was a really good sequel. If it's from the director of Underwater, I'm less excited because I didn't like Underwater that much. And also, I don't know if it's necessary to really reboot that franchise at this point. I do love the first three, but I don't know. It just seems a little unnecessary at this point. What's your thoughts on that? Did you hear about the Paranormal Activity reboots or requel or whatever?
I did.
Or is it just Paranormal Activity 7? I thought it was a reboot.
Yeah. That's that time period that I said I kind of got out of the more horror aspect of movies. I just wasn't into that. But yeah, I mean, I liked the first Paranormal Activity. It was pretty cool. That whole aspect with the found footage look and everything like that. I watched it. It's cool, but I didn't get into the whole franchise.
It spawned a bunch of shitty ones. Yes. That's for sure. Like, there's very few good ones. You got Blair Witch. You got Paranormal Activity. The VHS movies I like a lot.
And see, I need to watch that. And
they're really good anthology horror movies. And Creep. I don't know if you heard of the movie Creep and Creep 2. I think they're both on Netflix. Those are super underrated horror movies with Mark Duplass in it. They're really effective and good. Chucky or Ghostface? I'll go with Chucky. He's got more personality.
Yeah, I think I'll go Chucky. And
Ghostface isn't an actual horror icon. It's a different person.
It's different people. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know he's your icon and everything, but
and they film it right down the street. Well, they're filming the new one right down the road.
I love all the Scream movies, though. I love them all. If you're going, what's the better franchise? I would say Scream, because I think Chucky, again, has some really shitty movies. Scream is pretty consistent. Are you guys excited for another Cloverfield? I didn't even watch that one that they debuted after the Super Bowl. Did you see that one? I think it was I forget what it was called, but it was Cloverfield Paradox.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one they came out with the trailer with during the Super Bowl, but I think it was like 2018.
Yeah.
And then afterwards it dropped on Netflix and I didn't even watch it.
But the first one and 10 Cloverfield Lane was really good. So
yeah,
I am kind of excited if we can get it back on track. I
would want them to take it back to the found footage stuff.
Yep.
If I'm being honest, because that's another found footage movie that I think is really good. Daniel Bemis says, if you like my Judge Beavis and Butthead cartoon, he is the director of Office Space. Yes, I do know that. And the director of Idiocracy from 2006. And Extract with Jason Bateman.
Mm-hmm.
He's directed a lot of good comedies. South Park or Family Guy? I'm not a big fan of Family Guy. Never have been. I used to watch South Park a lot when I was a kid. Don't really anymore, so I guess I'll say South Park.
Yeah, I'm going South Park as well.
Craig Thompson says Avatar on 4K. Side Hustle Cinema said Rhinestone has Sylvester Stallone and Dolly Parton singing country music. It's really bad. That sounds really bad, Side Hustle. Favorite female actress? I'll say working today or all time?
I'll go ahead and, while you're thinking, I'll go ahead and place mine in the category because I don't know. I just love her, but I'm going Angelina Jolie.
Yeah. All time, I'm, and this is just because she was in a lot of movies I loved, like from when I was a kid. But I really love Catherine O'Hara from Home Alone and Beetlejuice.
Right.
I don't know if she's like my all-time favorite. And Best in Show is a really good comedy too, and she's great in Orange County. So there's a lot of stuff I love with her in it. Dollar Tree or Big Lots? I'll say Big Lots. They have better selection. 4K, what is your favorite anime series or movie?
So I guess I'll go. My favorite anime is Fist of the North Star.
Fist of the North Star. I need to watch more anime. I've never even heard of that. Triborough Gigolo is in the house. What is up, Ken and 4K? What is up, man? Tony Movie Chappie, what's up? Let's see. Are you excited for Mission Impossible 7 and 8? I heard news that they weren't filming them back to back. I don't know if that was a thing, but yeah. Not filming those back to back anymore.
I'm always up for a Tom Cruise Mission Impossible movie. The guy is crazy. I hate for anything to happen to him one day, but the fact that he's his age and he's still doing all his stunts. And he's saying he's going to space and they're up
Mission Impossible 8, he's going to parachute off the moon.
So, and after Fallout, how beautiful that was, give me more, please.
Yeah, that's one I need to see on 4K, actually. I didn't buy the 4K. I bought the Blu-ray. I wasn't collecting 4Ks as much. Triborough Jiggle said, have you seen Judas and the Black Messiah? What are your thoughts at 4K? Okay, you didn't watch that one.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, Triborough. So I'm explaining it right now why I have not watched it. But me being the person that I am, I know there's history behind it. I know, they're telling the story of the Black Panthers and all that. But I try to stay away from like stuff that deals with race and what may have happened in the past and things like that. Because a lot of times to me, when the movies I have watched, you kind of walk away with this feeling of anger, and it just
doesn't put you in a good
place.
It
doesn't put you in a good place. It brings those emotions out. It has you hating, the other side. So I try to stay away from those types of movies and TV shows that deal with anything that deals with, race relations.
Yeah, I was watching the review that Double Toasted did. You ever watch them on YouTube?
Yeah.
He did a review of it, and he said the exact same thing. He said he just walks away feeling angry and bad, and it's like he can recognize that it's a good movie because it's so like personal to him that he just usually tries to stay away from that kind of stuff. So, and me, like obviously, I got a different perspective. I watch those kind of movies, and I feel kind of enlightened and just think about things in different ways. And it kind of just opened my mind further. But yeah, I definitely understand that perspective and why you wouldn't want to watch it. S. Nunn just said, would you like to see a modern reboot of The Fly if done right with the 8? If done right with the 8. I'm not sure what you mean by that. But
I'm not sure either, but The Fly is iconic.
Sure, I'll watch a reboot of The Fly. Why not? I've already seen a reboot of everything else. Even though The Fly is already a reboot.
Right. Yeah, that is true.
Daniel,
the one that most people know.
Yeah. Have you watched the Shudder movie Host? No, I have not, but I did buy it on Blu-ray, and hopefully I'll watch it soon. What I love about
that it found footage
this has
shot on the
alternate
slip?
cover art on this RLJE title, and they never do that, and they just started doing it with this one. So hopefully that's a trend that they keep doing. Like
did that
Scream
slip
Factory
have
does.
that popular picture, found footage picture of the person? Yep. It's
there you
always
go.
like that.
It's like it's going to happen to us right now. We're going to get taken away by a ghost on the internet. Daniel Ortero says, thoughts on the teaser trailer for the movie Old? I thought it sucked. I didn't think it was that good at all. And it kind of makes me nervous about the future of M. Night Shyamalan movies.
Like I said, when I first seen it, the trailer, I'm sitting there when it came on. I'm like, what the heck is this? It already looked weird. But then on the screen comes M. Night Shyamalan. That's it. Nope, I'm fine.
I mean, I think he's had some success recently, but it's because he went back to the well of the old stuff that worked for him back in the day with the Unbreakable movies. And he did Split, which is I'll say Split's kind of stands on its own for most of it. And then it ties in Unbreakable at the end. And then Glass was just full on Unbreakable universe.
Right.
But The Visit is also a good found footage movie if you haven't seen it. Found footage horror movie that he did right before Split. I don't know if you've seen that one. That's a really good one about the kids that go stay with their grandparents, the creepy grandmas and stuff.
I remember
it has some effective scenes in it that I quite enjoy that movie. And all that happened after Earth. Like that was his last big flop, and then he did those 3. So this one to me feels like he's going back to his Happening days a little bit. It kind of reminded me a little bit of The Happening just from like the goofiness of it. But it could be a really good movie. That's just I didn't like the trailer.
Me neither. And his show that was on Fox on Wayward Pines, I liked that. I
watched the first 2 episodes of that with Matt Dillon.
That was a good show.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
But they canceled it after season 2.
I don't know why I quit watching that. Me and my wife started watching that. I remember when it came out, though. I remember liking it. So, yeah. Charbel Jiggler said, do you feel movie trailers show too much or just enough? A little bit. Sometimes they show too much. Sometimes they show just enough. I think when you're dealing with like the huge franchises that know they already got you, they already got your money, they usually show just enough and they don't give anything away. But when you're dealing with people that have to sell their movie, they feel like they have to give everything away to get you in the theaters. But yeah, I don't know. Some movies do it right, some movies don't. Tony Movie Chappie said, I completely agree. Triborough trailers give away too much. 4K Media Guy, do you think Jurassic Park Dominion will wrap the franchise in a good way?
Now, real quick, I'm going to go back to Triborough's question. Now, trailers can be very deceiving because I go back to The Tax Collector. When I saw that trailer, that movie looked so freaking good. It looked like Shia LaBeouf was back, which he did a pretty decent job.
Oh, well, he's been back already. I love the Peanut Butter Falcon and Honey Boy. Those are 2 really great movies past couple of years.
So, but that movie did not end up being like what I thought the trailer looked like.
I didn't watch it.
I'm not going to say it's terrible, but yeah.
Do you think Jurassic Park Dominion will wrap up the franchise in a good way?
Maybe not.
It's got Colin Trevorrow back.
Okay.
So I don't know. I like the first one. Okay. The second one had a good opening, a really strong opening, and then it was like a haunted house version of Jurassic Park, and it was real weird. I appreciate the ambition there. They try to do something different, but I don't know if it worked. Side Hustle Cinema said the link to 4K's channel isn't working for me. Oh, crap. Well, just type in 4K Corner up in the search bar and go subscribe to him real quick. Because I did test those links and I thought they were working. So I apologize for that. Movie Maniac says, hi, what is up, Movie Maniac? Turbo Jiggle said, did not like Host. I think that found footage genre mixed with social media apps wasn't pulled off well. Yeah, that's actually a whole new genre that they call screen life. They tried to get it going a couple of years ago when they did the Unfriended movies, which is basically, it's like found footage, but it's all based through like screens on a computer. That's like the format for it. So they did that Searching movie. Did you ever see that with John Chow, Harold from Harold and Kumar? That was a really good movie. It's like a thriller mystery. And yeah, the Unfriended in that one. And I guess Host now is kind of the new, but they were trying to make that a thing back in the day. Vinny Conrad said Criterion or Scream Factory. That's really tough, but I will go with Scream Factory for now because I think they put out better collector's sets than Criterion, even though Criterion has some amazing releases too. They're both probably at the top for me, and then it would be Arrow as far as like boutique collectors.
Yeah, I would say the same. I don't buy much either one of them, but I think more of what I see that I would want to purchase comes from Scream Factory.
Yeah. I saw The Host a few days ago. It was good. Awesome, man. Ty Knobloch said, Tom and Jerry 2021 movie predictions. Will it be good or bad? I predict it will be a slightly enjoyable kids movie that I'll semi-enjoy but suffer with my children when it comes out on HBO Max. I enjoyed The Host not too long, so if you don't end up liking it, you only wasted 50 minutes instead of 2 hours. That's very true. That is very true. I hated The Visit so much. I'm sorry you hated it. I actually liked it. Star Wars or the MCU is what Vinny Conrad asked. Star Wars or the MCU. This one's tough. I'll say original trilogy Star Wars over MCU. It's hard because all those movies are like in my top 50 of all time. MCU's got one movie in my top 50.
Wow. Which one was that?
I think Winter Soldier. I think I put Winter Soldier in my top 50. Or Infinity War. It's one of those two. Do you have an answer for that? You like MCU? You'd probably be MCU, wouldn't you?
I'd probably say MCU because if I knew the lore and everything, the whole story and what's going on with Star Wars, I'd be more into it, but I don't. So
yeah. Movie Maniac says Arrow, Scream Factory, or Criterion. So I would rank it Scream Factory 1, Criterion 2, and Arrow 3.
Yeah.
That's how I would rank them. Daniel Otero said, do you think Halloween Kills will be a send-off for Laurie Strode character? So you think they're going to kill her off in the second one? I don't think so. I think she'll make it to the end. I think she'll make it to Halloween Ends. They're not going to kill off Jamie Lee Curtis in the second one. I don't think they're going to make that mistake again.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't think they'll kill her off in this one. I think she won't have as prominent of a role in the last one.
Yeah, I could probably agree with that. Yeah, to an extent. I just think that I understand the idea that you want to make these kids like the new, and you want them to carry the rest of the trilogy. But I don't think that. I think this trilogy is going to be like Laurie Strode's kind of like finale, and she's got to make it all the way to the end. You can do spin-off movies after that with the kids or whatever you want to do, but this trilogy is hers in my opinion. Side Hustle Cinema said, what are your thoughts on the film grain on 4K? Jurassic Park had so much grain, but it's always clear on TV. What are your thoughts on film grain?
Not a huge fan of it. I understand the importance of it and giving it that natural look. I can point out a movie such as 300. Absolutely love the movie. Couldn't wait for it to come on 4K. They cleared up some of the grain. It's still, that movie was just heavily grained, period. So it's still quite a thick in some scenes of the movie. So being that I love the movie so much and that it can just bring you into it to where you don't even notice it sometimes is a good thing. But as far as it all together, I'm not a big fan of it. I love crystal clear quality, much better. But, I can deal with it as long as the movie pulls me in.
Yep. I agree. Let's see. All right, guys, I'm going to bed. See you guys later. Yeah, we're about ready to wrap it up in a second. Trevor Jiggler said, is there any shows on streaming you're looking forward to this year? Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Yeah, I would go with that one.
I can't think of any other ones.
I think Clarice did just come out last week. And I do want to see.
They timed that with the 30th anniversary of Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah. So I do want to see how that goes.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Yeah, Falcon Winter Soldier and then Stranger Things season 4. If they would put that out, maybe. That's got to be this year, right? I mean, it has to be. So. Was it like 3 years now? Going on 3 years? Or 2 years?
2 years.
Season 3. All right. Harry Potter's Hobbit or Lord of the Ring? I'll definitely go Lord of the Ring. Not a huge Hobbit fan.
Me neither. I finally watched
Harry Potter for that matter.
What's it? The prequels to that, the Fantastic Beasts and stuff. I was kind of bored.
Yep. And this will be our closing question right here, and then we'll wrap it up. Movie Maniac said, do you think we will ever get another Friday the 13th in the next 5 years? Hopefully. There's a lot of rights issues there. It was an amazing feat that Screen Factory even pulled off doing that release because of all the rights shit that they're dealing with Paramount and all that stuff and just fighting for the rights for it. So I don't know if we'll see it within the next 5 years. Hopefully within the next 10, though. I would imagine. That and Nightmare on Elm Street. I hope we see both of those in the next 5 or 10 years. Yeah,
I think we probably see a Friday the 13th before Nightmare on Elm Street. I'd prefer a Nightmare on Elm Street because that's my favorite. But, those characters are so iconic. They're always going to try to reboot it and make more money off of it. It just makes sense. Whether it turns out to be a good movie or not, that's a question that needs to be asked. Hopefully at some point we will get another stellar one like how we've got with Halloween.
Yeah, I'll say this. I mean, the Friday the 13th reboot was better than the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot.
Yes, I would agree.
That's one I need to rewatch, too, because I haven't watched the Screen Factory version of that.
I need to rewatch Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
That was good. That is a good. That's my number 3 of the franchise. I would say that and Dream Warriors. The first one.
Yep.
I go back and forth on Dream Warriors being my number 1, number 2 all the time.
It's definitely my number 1.
I'll ask this one more question because I'm a completionist and I got to answer them all. Daniel Ortero says, are you excited for James Gunn's Suicide Squad? Yes, I am. I'm excited for it.
I agree. It looks more fun.
Yeah. Vinny Conrad says, a fantastic job. Entertaining live stream. Thank you, Vinny. Movie Maniac says, good night. So, yeah, we are going to wrap it up. Well, then Tri-Board Jiggle has to come in. Favorite comedy. Mine is a 40-Year-Old Virgin. I'll go with a 40-Year-Old Virgin. I love that movie.
I always hover to probably Superbad, but I also love the First American Pie.
My top 5 is like 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up, Superbad, Office Space, Liar Liar, Jim Carrey. But yeah, so we are finished. 4K. Thank you for joining me tonight for this almost 2-hour live stream Q&A. This was super awesome, especially since I got to use this new StreamYard thing, and it was cool. It didn't hiccup on me one time. We didn't get shut off or shut down. So yeah, I appreciate everybody joining tonight. We had a lot of people in here. It was really cool. If you guys haven't yet liked the video, I would appreciate it if you guys liked the video before we left. Also, be sure to subscribe to 4KD Ray. I think somebody pointed out that the link wasn't working down below, so just type in his name, 4K Corner, at the top and subscribe to him if you haven't already. And yeah, so is there anything that you want to plug before we leave here tonight?
Yeah, I'll just, like you said, you can head over to Instagram, 4KD Ray. and follow me over there, or follow me right here on YouTube at 4K Corner. Every Thursday night, I do live streams just like this. It's either usually just me talking, or I'll do an interview with someone, another BlueTuber or anybody else. Or this Thursday coming up, 9:00 p.m. I have 2 people that's been in the chat all night with us, having a great time. Thank you guys for being here. Hopefully you're subbed up to Ken. But I have Daniel Otero and oh gosh, talking so much.
4K Media.
Yes, 4K Media guy will be there Thursday night to battle it out. Now, I'm be honest, I don't know a lot about these guys' collections, so I couldn't cater any questions to, ease them into it. But I think I got some great questions for them. I hope they're ready. I hope they're competitive. And, if you're going to join us, be there early, get in the chat. Let's have a good time. Get ready,
guys. 4K hits you with the hard ones, man. And then, you got somebody like AJ swoops in with all these awesome Steelbooks that just wipes you out. But yeah.
And it's a great time. It's not about what you got in the collection. You've got to pick something that the chat's going to choose.
AJ messaged me that day and he was like, I hear we're going head to head tonight. I was like, yeah, it's going to be awesome. And he's like, yeah, you're definitely going to beat me. Your collection is large. I said, not necessarily. It has to do with the quality of the collection too.
Yeah.
Which obviously I don't have. Yeah, guys, I appreciate everybody joining tonight. If you're watching on the replay, again, like this video, leave us a comment down below how you enjoyed it. Do you want more of these kind of live Q&As? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As far as this week, I'll be doing my entire 4K collection video this week. I'm also dropped a Big Lots hunt today that you guys can check out. Of course, my physical media report every Monday. Don't really have any plans for too much else this week on the channel, but I'll be back next Sunday for my Ken's Movie Experience show. And yeah, it should be an awesome time. So yeah, appreciate you joining me here tonight, 4K. And we'll see everybody next time.